All right, Detroit Pistons take game one. Y'all know I'm fresh out the shower, get myself together. I'ma need about an hour. You don't know the bars, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, they defeat the Cleveland Cavaliers. Game one set the tone. I think they had one of the longest losing streaks for game ones in NBA history, longest playoff losing streak to a team in the Cleveland Cavaliers. They lost 12 straight. I believe those was the LeBron year. So, I remember they asked Bill Laimbeer when they was going to Portland after splitting the first two in the 2-3-2 format in the 90s finals. And they asked them, they hadn't won in Portland in years. And then that's a little bit different because you see Portland you go to Portland once a year. So, even back then, that's the way it was. And he said, we ain't worried about nothing in the past. And they went there and took 3 straight in Portland and won the NBA Finals in Portland. Okay, so that that history stuff. You got to leave that in the past. Records are meant to be broken. Streaks are meant to be broken. That's just what it is. And last night, one thing Cleveland did was they compromised offense for some defense when it came to Cade. Strus played really good defense. Dean Wade played really good defense. Keon Ellis was barbecue chicken. Jalen Tyson was really good. And when they defended Cade, other than Strus, who got hot, that's the only reason it was in this game. Well, one of the reasons. Keon Ellis, he can defend them. Max Strus, he can. He did a good job. But Schroeder 60. It's a lot of mistakes that both teams made, and I want to talk about Cleveland for a minute. I know, it is, but I try to keep it as equal as possible. The issue with Cleveland in this series is kind of coaching. Dennis Schroeder. It's hard to get Schroeder on the floor with Mitchell and Harden because neither one of them can defend. That's a problem. But Schroeder is is a true point guard, change of pace. Harden is kind of plays at his own pace. He don't really change the pace. Respectfully, we said that about Cade, especially in the beginning, him not really pushing the pace like he should. And I agree with Charles Barkley the other night that the Pistons should push the pace a lot more. All right. And I kind of, agree that Cade and them need to push the pace. And that's one thing about Jenkins. When Jenkins get in there, Jenkins need to push it. They got too many athletes for the Pistons, not to really push the pace, and I think same thing with Cleveland, Mitchell, is a good athlete. Harden ain't the greatest athlete, you figure, deal me, but Schroeder kind of changed the trajectory of them by pushing the pace, and that's just what it is. And with Harden and Mitchell, they're liabilities defensively. Schroeder isn't, but they just liabilities to put Schroeder, Mitchell, Harden in there. Then Dean Wade pretty much compromised his offense to defend K, which you would take that. Same thing for Jalen Tyson. Keon Ellis was just ineffective on K. That's just a fact. Dean Wade, Strus, they played him physical, wore him down. But if Orlando could have did that, they would have easily beat us. Because creeping down to the Pistons, he got help. Arsai Thompson, you want to see him score about 4 more points, but you want to see that. Jalen Durham, you can't really quantify what he did by 11 and 12. He had an amazing game, and I guess hence plus 17. Duncan shot the ball well. They got a better matchup. Tobias still got a great matchup, and I'm going to explain that in a quick second. Stu, whenever he want to wake up. Hollins, I kind of see why Hollins don't play a lot and Jenkins frustrates you. Even though Jenkins had 1 turnover, they were too loose with the ball, especially when they kind of got up. Jenkins just make a lot of bad decisions with the ball right now, and they should clean that up. Hollins was loose with the ball, and Duran a couple of times, he's going, when you a big fella, you get the ball, never take it here. Even if you laying it up, you never lay it up from here. You too big, you go up strong. He going like with 2 hands on the ball like this between his legs. And no, you get that ball, you come up high so you can get hacked. They can see if you get hacked, and you finish high. You get the rebound. That's why I don't know if they teach the drills anymore. You get the rebound and you just tap it up because when you get the rebound, you go up strong, just like that. You go back up strong. And it's a lot of fundamental things they were messing up. So Duran got to be stronger with the ball. But I'm going to tell you something, man, that, I haven't heard many people talk about this game because it's like 5, 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, crack of dawn. And I'm yawning, wipe the cold out my eyes, see who paging me, who this, why. Let me stop with my Biggie bars that I butchered. But he bullied Jared Allen. He bullied Evan Mobley. They bullied them last night. And Duran, I don't know what it was with Wendell Carter. Sometimes you just got that bad matchup. I remember hearing Shaq say he just couldn't guard Big Country Reeves. He used to give him hell down there with the Grizzlies. And that was his toughest matchup, Big Country. And for, Jalen Duran, maybe that's the same thing going on with old buddy, with Wendell Carter. If it may be a girl, he just may be a tough man. He's a good player. He may just be a tough matchup. You know what I mean? So in general, that just may be it. But he's just too physical for Cleveland. To be honest, he's just too physical. They just too physical. Orlando, they was able to come with a physicality mentality that Jamal Mosley, who got fired, by the way, which we all knew that, win, lose, or draw, he was getting fired. He came with Orlando had a physical mindset. They can physically, deal with the Pistons, and now that's not the case. Cleveland is just not physical. They were letting Toronto out physical them. Ain't that crazy? They were letting Orlando outbang them. Or Toronto outbang them. You know what I'm saying? And now you get into a team that in the playoffs in the regular season, we feel confident about beating the Pistons. That's cool. That's regular season. Now you starting to see, the matchups, and you starting to see Duncan get off because guess what? Their Magic can defend. Carter can defend. Paolo, he can't defend Cade, and nobody expect that to happen. But he's formidable. He's formidable, right? Franz is a big athletic wing. He's a solid defender. Suggs is a pit bull on defense. They just couldn't defend Cade. Now that's the thing about Cleveland. They got some bigger guys that can kind of bang with Cade and make him work a little bit. The downside is this. They can't defend the other guys. They can't defend Duran. They don't have a Wendell Carter. They can't defend, Duncan Robinson because James Harden is a liability. Mitchell is a liability. And all they do is switch in the NBA today. So that's the downside about it, where Orlando, exceeded that, and Pistons found a way. They couldn't defend Cade, but they can defend everybody else. Guess what? The Pistons, the Cavs, they can, defend Cade, pretty damn well, but can't defend everybody else. So if they take it, and can't even defend Tobias Harris right now, Duncan Robinson or Sar Thompson. So really, this series is over with. I'll tell you this right now. If the Pistons can figure out a way to keep Jenkins rolling on the uptick, and they can get Stewart to come to the ball game and be more effective, and they can get something out of somebody else as far as off the bench, whether it's shooting, whether it's I think at this point they taper down Karis LeVert, but I think you may need them in this series. So if they can get something out of Karis LeVert or Herter get healthy, they can get something out of them, about 15 to 20 points a game. I think and they play the way they play, I think this series is pretty much a Rizzy, but that's a big if. That's a big if. That's a huge, huge if. So ultimately, what the second half came down to them. It came down to runs. They just got to be more. They got to hit their free throws. I don't know what the stats for the free throws was, but I didn't like it. So they shot the three. They shot the three pretty well. Didn't take too many. 38%, 10 from 26. They shot 35 free throws, 77%. You need that to be up. The 44% it'll get up. Cavs shot 45% from the field, 37 from the three. That's pretty good. 14 for 38. Too many threes for my liking, to be honest. 38 threes is a lot. And they shot 94% from the line. 15 for 16, and a lot of that had to do with, I'm going to talk about Mitchell in another video. Hopefully today y'all see it. Saying I got to flop to get fouls, man. a lot of the stuff that I watched tonight, or last night, they were not fouls. They were not fouls. Hate to tell y'all that. What they constitute as a foul in the NBA, if they want fans to come back and really watch the NBA, it's just too many petty fouls. It's too many touch fouls. Too many fouls where, a guy like K to put his shoulder in the defender, and I'm gonna be fair and get a foul call. You know what I'm saying? Like that is just too much petty fouls. Too many touch fouls going on for my liking in the NBA, man. I just don't like it. A lot of this stuff in the foul. Jalen Brunson, watching the other night, put his forearm out there, push the defender. No, that's an offensive foul. That shouldn't be called. These guys are able to score so easy because the game allows it. It's a bunch of bullshit. Too many fouls in the NBA, man. This is sport. Let these dudes play through contact. That's why they soft out there. But that's just my opinion on it. I don't like all the fouls. It should be some contact. It should be some bumping. It should be some physicality. Everything is not a foul. Unless I'm really impeding your ability to score a basketball, no. I'm sorry, or dribble it. I just don't feel like a lot of it is a foul. But Mitchell is going to be looking to be more aggressive game too. Like I said, if they're going to win a championship, Cleveland, they got to put a battery in Evan Mobley back. Say the same thing about the Knicks. They got to put a battery in Cat back. I think Cleveland haven't figured out. Hold on. Cleveland hasn't figured out, and the Knicks haven't figured out. Let me tell you this: they haven't figured out this. They ain't winning no championship without Mobley, and they ain't winning no championship. And they ain't winning no championship without Cat, without them going through Cat and getting them going. So if they don't figure that out, it's pretty much a wrap. But hey, thumbs up the video. How many fouls did Allen have? 4. So yeah, good player, but like I said, it's nobody you can really, rely on. That like Jakob Porter, man, he had good games in the series. He's gonna be a swing guy in the series, but Jakob Porter is trash. I was watching him in that Toronto game. I said Jakob Porter is 2 packs of ass. But hey, thumbs up the video. Can't believe Sam Mitchell said Jakob Porter was better than Durant, man. And I see why you ain't got no job in the NBA no more coaching. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live with drop video. Appreciate the love support. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Check out Detroit Piston post-game reaction playlist, Detroit Piston Talk playlist. Peace.